Hi there, if you're watching this video, it means you were able to complete the first worksheet and you're ready to check your answers. If you haven't completed it, please stop this video and finish it before you watch the explanation. The first ones were just determining whether or not they were right triangles. Number 1 was no. Number 2 was yes. Number 3 was yes. Number 4 was yes. Number 5, no. And number 6, yes. Let's do a brief explanation on these answers. For number 1, the longest side is 9. So you must check to see if 6 squared plus 8 squared equals 9 squared. And adding this up in the calculator, 6 squared plus 8 squared is 100. 9 squared is 81, and those are not equal. For number 2, the longest side is 13. So 5 squared plus 12 squared must equal 13 squared. 25 plus 144 equals 169, which is indeed the same thing as 13 times 13. For question number 3, the longest side is 10. So 8 squared plus 6 squared equals 10 squared. Notice these are the same. Putting it in the calculator or just catching that it's the same, you see that it's 100. 10 times 10 is also 100. For number 4, the longest side is 5. 3 squared plus 4 squared must equal 5 squared. 9 plus 16 equals 25, which is indeed the same thing as 5 squared. The last two don't have pictures. Notice the longest side is the hypotenuse, so you need to check if 6.4 squared added to 12 squared is the same thing as 12.2 squared. So when you add that into your calculator, you will get 184.96. When you check your 12.2 squared, you get 148.84, which are not the same. Same thing on this one. 2.1 squared added to 7.2 squared must equal 7.5 squared. Putting it into your calculator, you got 56.25. 7.5 squared is also 56.25. Feel free to pause the video at any point if you need to make corrections or just need to go back and hear something again. All right, these next 6, you're finding the missing side. The missing side is the hypotenuse. 4 squared plus 8 squared equals the missing side squared. Okay, so 4 squared added to 8 squared is going to give you 80. You're going to take the square root of 80 and get an answer of, remember you're rounding it, the 4 says leave that 9 alone, so 8.9. 8.9. Okay. Number 8 is done the same way. 6 squared plus 3 squared is your missing side squared. 45 must be square rooted to get your answer. And your answer is about 6.7. Okay, let's look at number 9. For number 9, you have 7 squared plus 10 squared equals your missing side. That would be 149. And then you have to take the square root of that. And again, rounding it to the nearest tenth. That 0 says leave the 2 alone, 12.2. Question number 10, again, doing it the same way. you will get an answer of 7.6. For number 11, you will get 7.3. And for number 12, you will get 6.3. Okay, moving on to the next page. Again, for 13 and 14, you're missing the hypotenuse. 5 squared plus 2 squared equals the missing side squared. That is going to give you a 29. And then you're going to take the square root of your 29 and get an answer of 5.4. Again, that's a rounded answer. Number 14 is 10.4. Now, it kind of switches on the last ones. On the last ones, you're missing a leg, not the hypotenuse. The hypotenuse is the one across from the 90. So this is going to equal 7.4 squared. Pick whatever variable you want, plus the other side squared. Notice you're not adding. You will be subtracting because they're on opposite sides. So if you want to take your calculator on this one and do your 7.4 squared, subtract your 3.6 squared, you're going to get an answer of 41.8. Please don't leave that as your answer. You're going to have to take the square root of it. The square root of 41.8 is going to round to about 6.5. 6.5. Number 16, the longest side across from the 90 is what it's going to equal, 11 squared. 3.9 squared plus the variable squared. Notice it doesn't make any difference whether you put the variable first in the A spot or second in the B spot. What matters is the fact that it's a subtraction, not an addition, because they are on opposite sides. 11 squared subtract 3.9 squared is going to give you 105.79. And then you must square root 105.79. Forgot to hit clear. And it's going to round to about 10.3. All right, let me do one more and then I'll give you the answers on the remaining ones. The longest side is 9.9. You're going to have x squared plus 6.5 squared. Subtracting, let me put the calculator up so you can watch me do this one. 9.9, hit your square button, minus 6.5 squared. And I'm going to get 55.76. I must square root that. And rounding to the nearest tenth, the 6 makes it go up to a 5, 7.5. Now you'll continue to do the rest of these. And the answers for number 18 is 9.1. Number 19 is 10.6. Number 20 is 7. 21 is 4.9. 22 is 5.9. Make sure you notice that it started switching on you. After 18, it went back to looking for the hypotenuse for these two, looking for a leg on these two. Crucial that you understand, on this one, it was going to be a 5.2 squared plus a 9.2 squared equals the missing side squared. Where on this one, you have the hypotenuse, so it's 5.3 squared plus x squared equals 7.2 squared. Send me a message if you're having any trouble and I can work out the other ones if you need to see the work. Keep doing your best. I know this is not the best of the situations, but I'm here for you, and I know you can do it. See you soon.